Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And here we are on the 6th of June, 2021, and the winds are blowing again. Go figure. How do you like that? Well, they were blowing yesterday too, and they blew all night yesterday. And it looks like we're going to have the same thing again tonight. So who knows when these winds are ever going to end. I guess they're not really caring about us poor homesteaders out here in the desert who can't get things done when there's 22, 24 mile an hour winds gusting out there. You pick up a hammer and all of a sudden you're flying like the Flying Nun. Jeez, amazing. Well, it's down to 86 degrees now. So I shut the air conditioner off. Just have a ceiling fan running in here, and it's pretty comfortable. Took a nap a little while ago, and the bedroom was down to 72 with the air conditioner running. And I am planning on getting another air conditioner now for this front room out here, and I'll put it in the window on that end. And I gotta move that slop sink around and do some cleanup over there in that corner, but it needs it anyway. So anyway, today wasn't a total wasted day. I did get up and do my chores this morning, all except for water transfer. I have 120 gallons of water in the van that needs to be transferred down to the garden containers down there for the water I need down there because these winds are drying it up. And yeah, people have been saying that I need to put wood chips on top of my garden soil. I got wood chips on there. That the garden soil I buy, the Kellogg's brand, it's actually a bunch of wood chips, and it works as either a mulch or garden soil. The top stays in good-sized wood chips for quite a while until it gets broken down, but you dig down 3 or 4 inches and it's already the worms and the sow bugs have really chewed everything up and pulverized it into some nice loamy soil. So it's got a good mixture of organic soil and worm castings, which is just a pretty way of saying worm poop. And worm castings are very good for your plants. So my soil is very healthy, and even though the top dries off, you dig through that and it's moist underneath. But when the winds blow at 20 to 24 miles an hour constantly for 15, 17, 20 hours, you know, it's going to dry things up no matter how you look at it. It dries the top off, and then the water wants to wick upward to soak those dry pieces, and then it dries that off too. So I just keep an eye on it when it gets down to about 3 inches on top of everything that's dried off. Then I water again, because it takes more water to soak that top layer of soil than it does to water the garden on a regular basis and just keep it soaked. So that's where I'm at. So anyway, I just let me turn this way here and put my flop flips. There's my other flop flip. Yeah, some people say flip flops, but I notice when I walk they go flop flip, not flip flop. Anyway, I'm going to put those on. I got my earbuds in with the wind resistant mic, and we're going to go outside and look around a little bit so I can at least get a video posted for the past 2 days. Now, I'm sorry, that hesitation was me getting a little bit of courage from my can of cold beer to go out and face this stuff. So anyway, here we go. Well, the nice thing about when it's windy like this, if it's hot, it does it does make it feel cooler. I've got some mourning doves have been hanging around this area over here. It started with one, and then there were two, and then there were three. But we'll see how many of those actually end up coming around here. They like to get into the seed that falls out of the bird feeder there. So it's been quiet with the new chickens, and well, the new chicks are all mingling together with the old chicks now. But I'm going to be giving them one more week to get settled in a little bit better. They don't chase each other around as much anymore. And once they get settled in a little more, then the isolation coop part right over here on this side will get shut down. I'm going to get them all to go in the other side and close it off so they can't come back this way. And then I'll close the door on the coop and take the battery pack out of the auto door closer so that it doesn't operate the door anymore. And that's going to force the new chicks to go in at night with the older chicks into the main coop and get used to going in there. Once I've got them used to going in there to sleep for the night, to roost or nest or whatever, then I can open up the ground area between the two again and let them roam into the other part. It gives them a little bit of extra room. And when the sun gets late in the day like this, they have plenty of shade in there. That's why I built it facing that direction, was because I wanted the sun on the backs of the coops for the later part of the afternoon. Is it later or latter? I thought a ladder was something you climbed up on roofs with. Anyway, gusting winds. Oh my gosh, gusty, gusty, gusty. So anyway, my neighbors called me today, and well, actually we talked last night, and they had a few things that had to be done up at their place. There was a toilet that wasn't working properly, and I rebuilt the tank on that, put all new guts inside of it. Got that working just fine. And they have an air conditioner on top of a work trailer. And apparently some dogs had gotten up on top of the trailer, their dogs of course, and chew up some wires. And I went up and reconnected all the wires, but the compressor was blown. It just barely starts up and then cuts right off. And it hums as it starts up, so I'm thinking that the compressor is probably shot. And I think I recommended that they buy a little window air conditioner, and we'll get that installed in one of the windows, and that'll suffice for that little office area. Anyway, wow, this wind is gusting. Woo-wee! So that's about it. That's what's been happening. I did get my corn started on my rapid start seed starting technique, and I got the plants in the ground already. But when I got more to show you down there in the garden, we'll go down there and take a trip. In the meantime, tomorrow, if it's windy again, I've got to run down and refill one of my 100-pound propane tanks. I'll do that sometime during the day, and that'll give me, actually, if I fill two of them, one is almost empty. One of them is empty, the other one's full. So if I fill two of them at this trip right now, it'll cost me around $100 to fill those two. And I won't need to buy propane again until probably February or March of next year. That goes a long way for me, especially in the summertime. The only thing that runs off it is my stove and the hot water heater, which I don't use very much of when it's 100 degrees out. I got my outdoor shower is all fired up and ready to go. I flushed the old stagnant water out of that, using it to water some trees, and then opened up the valve, because now this shower is on the down side of the new water pump the pressure pump that I put in. The well pump You know what, for me to fill up those barrels up there, I've got one lever valve behind the shower. I just reach in there, turn it on, and wait for the water to pop out the top, and they're full. And it doesn't take very long when that pump kicks on. So that works out really well for me. And we'll be getting some more into that. And I might have some exciting news coming up about an offer I just got from a promotion or a promoter. And we'll see. I'm going to do a little more research on it, see what's going to happen. The money they're offering is kind of enticing, but I don't want to cut myself out. I'm still 63 people more before I reach 5,000. But some of the promoters are trying to jump the gun and get in on me real quick before all of a sudden they get swamped by them. And what that's doing is I got to keep my eye out, because they're making an offer sound good, but there could be 2 or 3 better offers that are going to come in within the next week or so, and I don't want to cut myself out of those by signing on with a certain person. So I got to do a little more research, and I'll let you know what comes out of that. But thank you all for helping me get there. That's really a great thing. And I'm going to go back inside and enjoy some cold beer. And I was going to barbecue outside tonight, but the wind is tearing things up. I just ruined a new flag I put up on Memorial Day, as you remember. And already the first inch of it is shredded because the constant blowing of the winds. But plenty of electricity being generated. Got no problem about that. I'm kicking out about 600 or 700 watts on a steady basis all day and all last night. There was only a slight break this morning, and I used that to get up on the roof of my neighbor's place and work on their air conditioner before these big gusts came up, because I found that as I get older, it's harder, and well, it's not harder and harder to fly, but the landings are starting to hurt a lot more. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. Don't forget, thumbs ups down there. I appreciate those. And don't forget to share and subscribe. Subscriptions are important. 63 to go, and I'm going to be at the top of my game. So, G-Bear, thanking you and signing off.